Hey everyone, it is week 8 and almost Halloween, so happy Halloween to you all. Hope you all have great costumes and have a very safe weekend. In the spirit of Halloween, we'll start off with some trick or treats from last week. The trick of the week is that Matt got tricked by Arian Foster that he was actually going to stay healthy for the entire season. Unfortunately, he is out with a MCL, ACL, Achilles, whatever the hell he tore. And so he is gone, and Alfred Blue is the next man up. Luckily, Matt also has him on his roster. A treat is that Joseph Randall is now out as the Cowboys running back, and Darren McFadden is now in. And luckily for me, I got him on waivers. So if you're interested in him, just let me know because he went for 150 yards and a touchdown last week, in case you didn't see that. I cannot believe how close this league has been. We are halfway through the regular season, 7 weeks. We have 7 more to go, and we are still at a standstill. 5 teams at 4-3, 5 teams at 3-4. To let you know how close it is, the low score is Mark in total points of 936, and the high score is Jeff with 1246. Besides those two outliers on both sides, it is rather close between everybody, right in that 900s and thousands range. So after that, I noticed that nobody is riding a one-game winning or more than a one-game winning streak or more than a one-game losing streak. So everyone has either just lost recently or just won recently, but nothing there. So not much to work with through 7 weeks. Everyone's really close, and the playoff picture is pretty much wide open. The divisions are extremely close. In the Bird's Nest, there are 2 people at 4-3 with Max and Jeff. And then in Josh sat on VA's finger, we have myself, Ryan, and Tyler at 4-3, and so everything's pretty close. Start off with the high scores before we get into Preston's pick'em. So the high scores for last week was Jeff with 226. His team keeps rolling along, which is good to see. After, like I said, since he struggled last season, he's at the top of his division. We'll see if he can continue that going forward. The low score was our last year's champion, David, with 109 points. And as of now, based on ESPN's playoff projections, David would not make the playoffs. And so we would have a new champion this year. So we'll see what happens in the second half of the fantasy football season. Going into Preston's pick'em, obviously, the game of the week is going to feature 2 of the powerhouse teams in this league that are both on top of their divisions, my team and Max's team. Both of us are at 4-3, so this is obviously going to be the game of the week, something that is going to separate us two. Obviously, it won't have any effect on playoff seeding because we're not in the same division, but it is big as far as getting some separation, and I could see the loser of this matchup maybe going into a tailspin, so we'll see what happens. First game, I've got Josh versus Matt. Kind of a tough one to pick, but I'm going to go with Josh in this one because Matt just dropped Peyton Manning. His team's really struggling right now. They kind of need to find their identity and get back on track. So they have lost their leader, always something hard to bounce back from. Also, Devonta Freeman for Josh, I think, is playing the Buccaneers, so look for him to go for 3,000 yards this Sunday. Then we've got Jeff versus Tyler. I'm going to go with Jeff in this one just because if you look at Tyler's running backs, I'm not sure if either of them will get a carry this weekend. They may have a catch or two, but as far as carries, I don't think they will. So it's going to be hard to score points there. Then I'm going to go to Ryan and Mark's matchup. I'm going to go with Ryan. This is another one that was tough to call, but I'm going to go with Ryan because Mark has Rodgers starting, obviously, and he plays a tough Broncos squad. Look for Rodgers to be on the ground quite a bit, courtesy of Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware. So Rodgers struggles. Ryan gets the win there. David and Jesse, I'm going to go with Dave because Jesse has Lacey playing. Tough Broncos D. Don't think he's going to get much yards. And then his big-time scorer, Amari Cooper, is going to be on Revis Island all Sunday. So don't look for him to have his breakout games like he's been having. Then for me versus Max, probably the toughest one to call. I am going to go with Max purely for the reason that his guys have some more favorable matchups than mine, and Eli struggled big time last week. I look for him to just continue the struggles and maybe bounce back in the later part of the season, and I think Max has Carson Palmer going against a shitty Browns defense. So I think Max is going to barely edge me out, but my team will respond and bounce back the rest of the season and won't go into a tailspin. Got a big matchup tonight. New England versus the Dolphins. Go Fins, obviously. Tom Brady sucks. And then right after that is a nightcap. We get to watch the Ducks hopefully beat the Arizona State Sun Devils. You guys have a great Thursday and a happy Halloween. Peace.